first up on the list is Lille midfielder Houssem Aouar. And if these rumours are to be believed, this is a real statement of intent for Arsenal. Aouar is regarded as one of the best young talents in Europe, even winning plaudits from Pep Guardiola when they played him 2 years ago. This kid is the epitome of a number 8. One side of his game that's missing though, or needs a little bit of work, is his defensive side. And in a Mikel Arteta team, this is very, very important. But what he's missing defensively, he makes up in class, technique, vision. This kid's a genius. In 25 appearances, he hit 3 goals and 3 assists from central midfield. And hitting similar stats last season with 7 goals, 8 assists in 37 games. Which is not bad for a 19-year-old in only his 2nd season in French football. And now with all this talk of how good he is, and I'm trying my best not to overhype him. Did I mention he reminds me of a young David Silva? Alright, I'll stop. Alright. Now you're probably thinking, what are Arsenal's chances of getting him? Especially knowing the fact that everyone wants this kid. But not everyone can have him. Because when you've got established midfielders in that position, or up and coming midfielders in that position, the last thing you want is to stall one kid's talent for another kid's talent just for the sake of stockpiling them, which clubs have done in the past and have learned that's not really the way to go. So I go back, what are our actual chances of signing him? Well, here we go. Man City have a little known player called Phil Foden, who's pretty much the same age and the same position. So for me, that kind of, no matter how much Pep Guardiola likes this kid, it kind of writes it off. Because Phil Foden is one of the best young players Pep Guardiola's ever seen. So why would you buy him in that position? He won't, unless he wants to play him further up in a wide position, but then you're playing him out of position. That doesn't make sense. I think I've said position too many times in the space of a minute. And like I said, all the top teams have a player in that position.
Sorry to break this to you, but Liverpool after him.
Huh?
Liverpool won him.
Alright.
Deadly serious.
Alright. Nah, I want to see it. Show me. Serious. Okay, Liverpool are after him. But that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. If we show some intent, if we show this player that we want him and we can build something in and around him, then why not? Why not? Why not show that there's something about you and ignore the fact that this team has been one of the best teams in Europe for the past 3 years? Who cares? We want to be the best team in Europe. So to do that, we have to show what we're about. And signing someone like this would definitely do that. Now, as I said, with the likes of Liverpool, Man City and every other European club after him, this will be a massive coup for Arsenal if we get this player. But the fact that we're even monitoring this kid shows that we mean business, I think. So, keep an eye out, because this could be a very, very, very interesting summer if we're actually after Houssem Aouar. Next. Up next is Jonathan David. The Canadian's made the rare move across the pond and he's actually shone. And he's not no one-season wonder either. Last season contributing to 19 goals in 40 games and following up this season contributing to 33 goals. Yes, 33 goals in 40 games. Where he's hit a startling 23 goals and 10 assists. It's not bad for a man who was 3 seasons ago was playing amateur football in Canada. It's no wonder at the age of 20 he's one of the hottest prospects in Europe. David's easily adapted to playing out on a wing. He's more of a striker, but he likes to find them pockets of space. So he drifts out wide or comes from deep and finds the pockets. That's what makes him so dangerous. Now, Jonathan David isn't exactly bursting with creativity, but what he does lack in creativity, he makes up for in pace. And for a little guy, he can handle himself, which makes him a danger in the box. This would be a good but very unexpected buy, considering we're looking to replace our star striker. And I wouldn't have thought that Jonathan David would be up for it right now. And it's quite surprising with the players that we're linked to. This kind of diverts from the blueprint that Mikel Arteta, or from what the rumours say, Mikel Arteta's looking for. Maybe he's looking for something a bit different. Something out of the box. with strikers such as Edouard and Jovic linked with Arsenal, they seem like the typical kind of target-esque player. Whereas this one doesn't seem to make sense at all. Or maybe this is the three scenarios that Mikel Arteta was talking about the other day. However, hold your horses, because his agents actually turned around and said a move to Arsenal would be too soon, and that a move too soon to a big club would be a far too big a jump, which would potentially stagnate his progression, which means they could be looking for a move to a team much smaller, with someone like Porto in the pipeline. Shows how much this Champions League thing means when we're not good enough sometimes, and now apparently we're too good. Can't keep up. I do understand what he's saying though, but it's just like Arsenal to go for a player that says the move to Arsenal would be too soon, but then by the time the move to Arsenal is the right time, he's going to be out of our price range because we're Arsenal. It's typical. Now this one, what a gem. Armand Traore. Well, I'm not talking about the left back who used to play for Arsenal, who's currently plying his trade at Nottingham Forest. This one, from the streets of Ivory Coast to the Atleti Azzurri d'Italia. Not bad. I think I got it right. This is one of two brothers from Italy that Arsenal are keeping very close tabs on. Hamid Junior Traore and Ahmed Traore. The 20-year-old central midfielder powerhouse currently plying his trade at Sassuolo. We'll leave that for another time. But this one is an absolute diamond. And I'm not talking about one of them ones in the rough. This one's clear to see. The 17-year-old plying his trade at Atalanta youth team is currently taking the league by storm. The winger, having hit 6 goals and 5 assists in 16 games for the youth team, has currently been promoted to the Atalanta first team, where he scored in his debut against Udinese. Pause. Go and have a link. I might even put it in the bio. Go and have a little look. Gem. Now what does he bring? He brings that fearlessness that youth players have. You know, them ones where they just look, they don't care. They're willing to take on anyone. No pressure on them whatsoever. That. His pace, trickery, his skill set is unbelievable. This kid is a big talent. And the fact that Arsenal are even checking him out, the fact that he's on Arsenal's radar and he's keeping tabs on him and his brother, shows that we're moving in the right direction. Shows that at least our scouting system are doing something. Added on to that, the kid's vision. The kid's vision inside the box in tight spaces. He can always get out and with his tricks, and when he doesn't, he's got a precision pass to always find his man. And this is an exciting prospect for Arsenal to be after. It shows that they come with some intent. It shows that their scouting system is working for what seems the first time in ages. Now watch this space, because if you don't, the chances are Traore will probably do a pirouette, flip-flap, chop, Cruyff turn and put it through your legs. You can tell I like the look of this kid. So feel free to catch me on my next episode of the Transfer Exchange Show, where we will be looking at more gems. There's actually quite a few. I'm actually quite excited at the moment because we're linked with some decent players and the links seem pretty strong. And don't forget, I'll always be here to shut down some of that rubbish paper talk, because there's also a lot of that out there. And sadly, in next episode, I'm going to be talking about departures. Because there's talk of some of the departures that you probably don't actually want. But we've got to talk about them. And obviously, my show on Sunday. So on that note, peace out, stay safe, and wash your hands.